Y classification. Today we shall learn about binomial nomenclature.
First, we shall learn about binomial nomenclature. Now look at this picture. Here you can see a bird. What is the name of this bird? Some of the people call it as open, some others call it as chemboth, and one another name is also there, that is chagoram. Now look at this plant. What is the name of this plant? Some of the people call it as vata, some others call it as poduganni and also upoti. Then what about the name of this fruit? Some people call it as papaya, then kaplanga, some others call it as karamusa or omakya. So this fruit also have different names. Now look at this organism. What is the name of this organism? Some people call it as parudara. Then also it have many other names which include karinganni, kalkunan, chedumburam.
So children, now you have seen that all organisms have different names in different regions. So for example, this particular bird, you have seen that it have three different names in Kerala itself or in Malayalam language itself. It is known as open, chemboth, chagoram. All these different varieties of name for a particular bird. Just like this, all organisms have different varieties of names in different regions and also in different languages. So it is countless. A single organism have countless names. If it is so, what happens or what is the problem of that? It is very difficult to make a study on a particular organism if it is knowing in different names in different regions, isn't it? So for solving this problem, Carl Linnaeus proposed binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature was proposed by Carl Linnaeus. Then what is binomial nomenclature? It is the scientific naming of organisms and it is commonly accepted method of naming of organisms. So here in binomial nomenclature we are giving a particular scientific name for an organism and it is known in the same name all over the world. So it is very easy to make a study based on an organism. So for example, human beings. Human beings may be knowing in different names in different regions and different areas. So in binomial nomenclature, human beings are given a common name or a commonly accepted name and that is Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens. So here, the first part, here you can see binomial means from the name itself we can understand that bi means two. So here there is two names. In binomial nomenclature, for all organisms we are writing two names or we are joining two names. So the first part is the genus name and the second part is the species name. So the genus name of human beings is Homo and the species name is sapiens. And there are some rules on writing binomial nomenclature. So let us learn which are the rules while we are writing binomial nomenclature. So here I already told you that the first section is the genus name and it should be started with capital letter. This is one of the important rule. It is that the genus name should start with capital letter. And the second rule is that this is the species name. I already told you that. And it should be start with small letter. So here the S is small letter. And the next rule is when it is handwritten or if we are writing binomial name with our hand, we should underline it. And if we are not writing with our hand, if we are typing it, then it should be written in italicized manner. So here you can see this is the italicized manner. So if we are writing with our hands or it is handwritten, it should be underlined just like this. Now I will show you another example of binomial naming. It is about the scientific name of lion, and that is Panthera leo. The scientific name of lion is Panthera leo. So here I started with capital letter, and here in the species name I started with small letter, and it is handwritten, so I am underlining the name. So in scientific name we know that the lion is commonly known all over the world in this name. So this is the scientific name of lion, and the lion is known in Panthera leo. This name is common all over the world. Just like this, all organisms are provided with a scientific name to reduce the difficulty of the naming of organism in different or diversity of names. It will be very difficult for the scientists to make study on that particular organism. If it is knowing in diversity of names, it will be very difficult. And so they started giving all organisms, including animals and plants, with a scientific name. So it will be very easier. So that particular scientific name will be known commonly all over the world.